And before we go on to the welcome address, we'll be taking the webinar etiquette. Thank you very much. All right, so we'll be taking the webinar etiquette, basically do's and don'ts of this particular webinar. Number one, ensure your microphone is muted at all times. Number two, raise your hand if you want to speak. Number three, use the chat box for questions and complaints. Number four, ensure your headphones are not too loud so you can hear alarms in case of emergencies. Number five, make sure you're in a quiet place before you speak or ask questions. Number six, while speaking, avoid the use of vulgar or inappropriate words. So you've heard them. If you want to speak, raise your hands, right? Or just type in the chat box, right? And try to avoid noisy areas, especially when you want to speak. And with that, I say welcome to 2025 Space Club Mixer. So if you can hear me, can I see your virtual reactions? Round of applause for yourself, guys. All right. Okay, so moving on quickly, we'll be taking the welcome address. All right, so we'll be having our welcome address and brief explanation of what this mixer is. Why are we having this mixer? What is this mixer thing all about? What are we mixing, right? Why it matters, and basically what to expect. And to be taking that, we'll be having the president, 001 of Space Club's Lasso, in the person of Sylvester Agose. So, Sylvester, you have the call, please. You have the floor, please.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I can.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So, hi everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Yeah, I want to welcome you all to the second edition of the Space Clubs Mixer. Right. So this gathering is for members of Space Clubs Lasso to come together to reflect on how the year has been and to chart a new course for the coming year. Right. So around this time, I think on this exact same day, if I'm not mistaken, in 2024, we all gathered here on a virtual space like this, and we had a very genuine, very heartfelt, very celebratory conversation on our journey so far since our inception in 2023 to where we were at that time in 2024. And it's indeed a huge pleasure that we all are gathering here again in 2025 to see how far we have pushed on in our mission to inspire, educate, and engage students and young professionals in the wonders of space. Right. So I want to welcome every single one of you who has made out time to be here today. It was not easy, or it must have not been easy for most of us. We had to push something aside, or maybe subscribe for a larger data bundle so we could be here today. And your presence here today is not taken for granted. We do not take it for granted. We are happy that you are here, and we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful time with us for the 1 or 2 hours we're spending here together. So what are you going to, or what should you expect from this session? Right, so we'll be reflecting on our journey so far in 2025, right from January to this very day. Afterwards, we would also recognize some members of the club who have done exceptionally well in different aspects, in terms of volunteering, in terms of leadership, in terms of expertise, in terms of contributions, right? We would highlight some members and give them the recognition that they deserve. And those members will get awards, right? So look out for the award session. And we'll also talk about our plans and our goals for 2026 and how every member of this club can contribute to us achieving those goals and bringing those plans to fruition, right? So it's going to be a chill conversation. It's going to be a chill session. So just sit back, relax, engage with our moderator and everybody on this call, speak when it's necessary. Let us observe the webinar etiquette as well. And let's just have a chill time together reflecting on our growth so far. So thank you very much, everyone. And I'll be handing over the microphone to the moderator, Messi Obano. Thank you.
Thank you. Testing 1 2. Won't you? Thank you for the mic, Mr. President. All right, guys. So you heard him. This is a mixer, right? The space in space clubs where we pause, look back at how far we've come, connect with each other and look boldly into 2026, especially for our new members. Tonight is for you, kind of. This is for all of us, but more for you, right? To understand what space clubs is really about, what we've done so far, beyond the flyers and the group chats. And like I said earlier, you can turn on your video camera if you're not shy, right? But if you are and you want to remain mysterious, you can turn it off or you can keep it off. But I want to see our pretty faces. I want to see our Christmas hairdos or our Christmas haircuts, right? So if you're not shy and if you don't mind showing us your beautiful faces, you can please turn on your video camera, right? Let's put a face to the names we are seeing on this call, or in face the names will be seen on the group. Me, I want to see your face. Oh, stop, Benjamin. I know, right? But I wanted this thing to be very nice. I went to space, right? I'm currently in space. So you are Earthlings. We're having transmission issues, right? So here in space, I can't really turn on my camera. I hope you guys understand. All I do for you guys. Do you get? So I will not be able to turn on my camera because I went to space for you guys, to feel the space energy as your moderator. Like, can somebody clap for me, please? I will not continue on to some. Thank you very much. Okay, you're laughing at me. I'm not clapping. It's fine. All right. So I will not be able to turn on my camera, but please, you can. Let's see your beautiful faces. Thank you very much. And once again, good evening, guys, and welcome to another edition of Space Claus Mixer, the one of a kind 2025. All right, so a round of applause for yourselves, guys, once again. All right, so we've taken the welcome address from the president. So for those who are just joining us, the president gave us a very warm welcome. So next time we try to be more punctual. So moving on, we'll be having a short how did you become a Space Club's member moment, right? So we'll probably take 5, 10 people, or we'll just see how time goes, right? So if you want to speak, you can raise your hand, or you can just type it in the chat box, or as usual, I'll call names. Right? How did you become a Space Club's member? Did you see it in your friend's WhatsApp status? Were you walking that day when we're having Space Jam under the train? We're like, what are they doing there? I want to be part of that. Is that how you became a Space Club member? Were you part of the people that were present for under the Ekpe scam? Be like, wow, I want to be among these people that pulled this off. Right. So how did you become a Space Club member? You can raise up your hand and speak, or mute your mic and speak, or type in the chat box. So let's have that. And like I said earlier, it's going to be a very, very interactive session. We're not just here to burn our data, right? We are here to come together, to connect, to talk, to rewind, to have that nostalgic effect, just to rewind and have this flashback way back of how we joined this amazing Space Clubs community. So, how did you become a Space Clubs member? Anyone, any two, before I start calling names? Why is John Alex laughing? So can we
Benjamin.
have that? All right. So John Alex, you can. Why is Benjamin? Like I see you're 32. I like it by the way. But hi. So do you want to speak, Benjamin? Hi, Benjamin. If you can hear me, you can unmute your mic and speak. How did you become a Space Club member?
No, 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 no. I said no. Okay, so how did I become a Space Club member? I can't even remember, but I think it was true. I spoke with Kenny, then we're trying to like get on board new members. So I joined in as like I joined in that way because I wasn't already a member. So that was how I joined. It wasn't all too
All right.
flashy, no, I know. But
Uh, okay. Okay, nice one, Benjamin. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so I'll be calling names as seen on my screen. So when you hear your name, just unmute your mic and speak, or you can turn on your video camera. Let me see your beautiful face, and then you can speak. All right, so Kenny, how did you join Space Clubs last year?
Oh, it's me.
Yes,
Okay.
it's you.
Okay. Ah, man. Let me see. Okay. It was actually before I resumed. Though. I had just gotten accepted to study aerospace, and I was new on LinkedIn as well. So I was just scrolling. I was connecting with all the aerospace companies, all the big names in the aerospace and aeronautical field. And I was so happy. Like, I was like, I read it, not knowing that Shaggy I read. But anyways, I now came across a post. I came across a post of Space Clubs. It was on, membership will be closing soon. She wants to become a member. Da 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 da. I was like, wow, am I eligible for this? Wow, they have a focus community in last root. Like, now this is even better. I was so happy. I pressed the link immediately. I went there, I went to the form. I glanced through it. I was like, wow, this is long. Oh my, I was going to finish this. This is so long. And then I was here, I'm like, am I actually ready? This thing sounds serious. Is this for people like me? But nonetheless, I put my heart in the application. I was like, I really, really want to be part of this though. He said if whether you're a stargazer or you're just, in love with going to space, or you just want, and I'm like, this is me. This is what I want. But then it sounded like it was just for like the really smart people, brilliant people. But I was like, you know what? I like doing art things. Let me do it. And I wrote and I was like, da 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 da. I fell in love with space. I did this, I did that. And I got in and I was like, wow, wow. I was so happy. And so how it actually happened. Just a random LinkedIn post. And I was like, wow, okay, let me do this. Let me take this leap of faith. And I got in and it has been awesome since then. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Oh, that's lovely. If you can't see me, but I'm literally blushing on your behalf, right? That's lovely, and I'm glad you made it, right? So, does anybody else want to volunteer before I call names? You have 2 seconds. One, two. All
I,
right,
I
John
nominate
Alex.
you.
Eh? You nominate who?
Mercy, can you hear me? I nominate you. Let's hear your story.
Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I don't know this.
why,
I'm in space, right?
why you acting
So
like
I don't know. I'm currently in space, right? So I don't know. I
guys?
cannot
If you
hear
want to hear
Sylvester
Mercy's
for some
story,
reason.
let's
I
type in
don't
the
know.
chat box.
If you guys can hear
Let's type in the
Sylvester,
chat
can
box.
you let
Let's hear
me
your
know?
Mercy.
Because I cannot. If you guys can hear Sylvester, can you let me know? Because I seriously cannot. I don't know this. I'm in space, right? So it's really hard. So John Alex, over to you.
Over to you must talk, talk. I want to hear it.
No, my network is not good here. Oh.
Okay, okay, okay. Since again you put me in the spotlight, right, I'll talk for you guys because I do so much for you guys, and I sacrifice a whole lot. But it's fine, for you guys. How did I become a Space Club's member? Mm, I never really became a Space Club's member like that. I became an executive first, right? I saw this, I can't remember exactly where and how I saw this Space Club's executive link. I don't know how I even got it for somebody who at the time was not a Space Club's member, right? At that time or that period of my life was where I was most audacious. I was just pressing links anyhow. Link tap, link tap, that link tap, that link tap, 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 tap. So that was the phase where I was, very audacious. I was like, wait though, you are not a Space Club member. How do you want to jump into being a Space Club executive? Who sent you at that point in time, right? Why would they sideline their members and pick you, a non-Space Club member, to be a Space Club executive, right? But I took that leap of faith, as Kenny put it, and I filled in the application. It was quite lengthy, right? I was like, it's not just executive. What's all these questions that people are asking me? And I realized that, oh wow, I'm in Space Clubs last year, right? And Space Clubs last year is not small. They don't do their things anyhow. They're not average or mediocre, right? So I filled in this application, no chat GPT, nothing, no, just from my head was going on and on. What was one time you were faced with one problem and how did you put in there? How was this I put in there? I really took time to answer and fill that application. Right, I told my friends, you guys, I did something, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's nice, that's nice." They hyped me and all that, and then I got the mail that I have been accepted as an executive. I was like, oh wow, that's lovely. I was shaking my head like, oh shit, okay, clock it and stuff like that, right? And I had my onboarding meeting, because at that point in time I think we could choose what position I wanted to be in, and I wanted to be the project lead as per at the time, or the project manager. And somebody told me that it doesn't really work like that. I was like, leave me alone now, shoe. But as God will have it, I became the programs lead too, right? And it fits perfectly into what I do and how I am as a person. And trust me, so far it's been amazing. To be honest, Space of Last Year has been one of the best community I've been in so far. We feel, I don't know, I feel this warmth. We feel like more like family and stuff like that. So that's basically it. So thank you for listening to my story.
Thank you for sharing with us, Messi Urbano, programs lead.
Sorry. All right. So I will. Sonia, please, can you share your Space Club journey with us? How did you become a Space Club's member?
Why me? Why me? I mean,
I
I
like
don't
what's going on.
remember.
I like what's going on.
I do not remember, but I remember that I saw the application form for Space Club and I opened the link. The question was too long. I was like, what happened? Because I want to be a member. This much question to be a member of Space Club. What happened? So I filled it halfway and I closed it. So it ended. I waited till 5th of January. Another one shall came out. So I opened it again. They've reduced the question, but it's still long. I was like, oh, I really actually want to become a member. So I'll just take my time to fill it. I didn't fill it in a day. I did it gradually and I finally submitted and got my welcome, congratulations. You have been Kiniko at Space Club on the 28th of February. And I was like, because Sylvester always say that before you can, your application has to be really good. So I was like, I mean, my application was good. Oshe, it's not easy. If it's easy, run them now. So yeah, it was good. And I think I attended the meeting. And afterward, that was just it. And that has been it, volunteering and all of that. But I'm grateful that I finally filled their long application. So yeah.
Oh Shay, that's nice, that's lovely, and I'm really really glad that you and each and every one of you are a part of this amazing Space Club community. So please, the longer the application the better. Do you guys get it? Right, so Space
I
Club
don't
is not
agree. I do not agree, but okay.
Halima, please. So the longer the application, the better, right? So don't give up, because even the things I've applied for, Ibile, LSCDS, TBP, right, HP, so many things I've applied for. The applications are usually very long and tasking. There are sometimes I'll close it and say I'll come back to it, right? I'll save the draft and say I'll come back to you, and I promise these things were worth my time and worth the time I put into it. So let's be, more audacious and be more patient, right? So farabale, calm down and fill those applications, guys. So anyone, any two, so be having three more. So three more slots will be opened. So you can raise your hand and speak, or say me, or say one in the chat box if you have a story to share. Don't be shy now, guys. Your story might inspire somebody to do better or to fill that application they've forgotten to fill, or they've been too non-audacious to fill. So can we have anyone? If you can raise your
All
hand.
right, then
We
let me
are
share my
going
own story.
to- All right, wonderful.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys
Yes,
hear me?
please, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. So how did I join Space Club? I think that was like 100 level or so. No, it's not level, no, 20 level at campus. So I think I did like I think 3 days to feel it. I and my roommate, me and my two other roommates, so like filled it and like we just like feeling okay. I like okay, I'll do that at night. When I was like screwing, it was too long. Let's see when I get to when I get back to the hostel, I was going to do it. So I feel like the first page, waited again next day. I remember the day I was like, I'm not done finishing. I feel it again. And I on the third day at night, guys said, let's just finish this thing together. So just sat down with it. I was like feeling, scrolling. I'm like, okay, finished it. And then next day I was like, okay, got the message, joined the group. Then over the year, and I think it was like I said wasn't on the afternoon, on the Friday evening or so. I just received the message. Yeah, okay, we like to become our community managers. Like, oh, nice opportunity I'm waiting for. So I said, like, okay, yeah. I've never managed the community before. So I was like, okay, no problem. What I just checked what I did to be a community manager, keep the club, the group active, engage, and stuff like that. Okay, okay, that should not be a problem. I tried, I accepted and I continued doing it. Then it was a lot when you send message and like nobody replies. Like you try, just like 3 people just comment and like that was it. I was like, more. So this thing hard like this. Hey, so I just continue pushing and like keep giving my best and like giving and now I'm not the program stage one for the second tenor. I became the program stage one and I just like and okay, yeah, just keep putting myself out there, like keep pushing and then trying to get to other clubs. Also, like, okay, maybe I could do what I did at Space Club in another place, and I'm probably going to excel if I do the same thing again. So 2026, that's what I'm going to be doing. Try and use the same formula, but improve on it in another place again, get a better and a greater results. Thank you very much, guys. So if you're on this
Yeah,
call,
peace,
try, be active.
peace.
Opportunity is going to come to Space Club. People has one laptop. Somebody went to Kenya to just just a week ago, I mean 2 weeks ago. Somebody went to Kenya. So opportunity is going to come. When we tell you come online, do this, do that, register for this, put yourself out there, just be active, ask questions. Like you can anytime say the executive and just like this link you sent, I don't understand it to explain. Who will explain to you? Ben says always active, always have opportunity, always posting, ask him what can I do? I have this one, I have knowledge. I'm going to put it through it, guys. Don't stay hidden. You took time to fill our form. Our form was very long and very tedious. It's just like your 5.0 you are chasing at the end of the day, you don't get your certificate. You yourself, you disappointed yourself. So ensure that you put yourself out there and you work hard on it also. So that's just it, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, peace. I was I was scared at some point. I thought peace was like resigning or something when he said I will take what he has learned there, take it somewhere else and improve on it. Are you giving up on us? Like you know, go improve on here first. Peace. Nothing for us, Abby. Hey, yeah, no worries. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not crying, guys. I'm not crying.
So now peace cannot resign. If peace resign, I will resign. So this is what we're doing. As for programs in one, programs
Dams, my
two.
brother said to just follow
Bro,
me,
me,
please.
bro, please, I'm not going anywhere, please.
Oh my god. So because of time, we will not be taking any more memberships. You guys had the opportunity, but you didn't use it. So well, that one has gone. Right, but still, we are here. Right. So really quickly, in fact, before I move on, if a round of applause for yourselves, guys. I just really realized how tasking to fill that Space Club Lasso form is. So if you're a Space Club Lasso member, a round of applause for yourself. See, you can unmute your mic and jam your hands together, and I will not mind. Right? So a round of applause for yourself. Good. Right? Because to be honest, it's not easy, especially if you were among the first session, right? Around the first set or the set before this one. A round of applause for yourselves, guys. Yes, you did that, right? You did that. All right. So moving on, moving on. We'll be having short recap of events we've had from the beginning of the year with, just very, very tiny explanations. So we're just going to give you a run through of the events we've had so far. It's like your Spotify wrapped, but the Space Club's Lasso wrapped. Right, so just sit down, get your popcorn, your juice, cross your legs, and just enjoy this session. All right. So early 2025, we had this foundations and partnership. We had this courtesy visit to Nasra CSTP on February 28, 2025. So the club executive visited Dr. Olusegun Sholiyi at the Center for Space Transport and Propulsion, where the current 400 level aerospace did, or where aerospace students basically do their IT, their SUS, yes, their SUS, to establish a strategic partnership between the university and the National Space Agency. Then after that, we had the launch of the orbit. If you know about the orbit, can I see your reactions? The orbit. You don't know about the orbit, okay? Okay, good, better, wonderful, right? So the orbit is our this club established its official publication slash article series to share student-led research and thought leadership on the space economy. It's basically our article slash publication center, and the lead for that is Praise My Aim, right? So then after that, we had our major project and outreach. Okay, we who remember? Of course, you would remember under the Ekpe. If you were there, can I see your reactions, guys? Under the Ekpe sky, because I think that was one of our biggest, or one of our major events that we had this year, and it took a lot, I mean a whole lot, to pull off, and that was in June 12, 2025. It was a massive stargazing and astronomy outreach event where I think we were more than 60, but where over 60 students used telescopes to view the cosmos. It was noted as a rare experience for this last year students and Nigerians as a whole. And it was such a bummer if you were not there, because I was there, and now I am among the 1% of the people who has viewed the stars, or viewed the atmosphere from the lens of a telescope. So if you were there, a round of applause for yourself, guys. And if you weren't, well, hopefully another opportunity like that would present itself, definitely. Then after that, July 2025, we had Hello from the Future. That was a virtual fireside chat with Dr. Claire A. Nelson, a NASA data nut and futurist focused on systems engineering and Africa's future. Then around July 2025, we had Byte and Build. That was a hands-on technical marker session where participants built and coded a fully functional weather station using sensors. We had that in the ECE labs, and that was fun. It was a 2-day hands-on technical event, right? Byte and Build. And after that, we had Space Jam. I really liked Space Jam. If you were there, can I also see your virtual reactions, guys? If you attended Space Jam, that was nice. Maybe for me, I really like picnics and hangouts, right? Where we just get to sit down, relax, unwind under a tree or something, look at the stars or look at the sky if it's day. And that was really nice, right? Space Jam, where we came together. It was the session's grand finale, a picnic style social event featuring space sim trivia. We did charades, and my team won. I think Team Bedsheet or so. We had Team Bedsheet and Team Blankets, right? And Team Bedsheet won, obviously. Okay, well, it was really, really nice, right? We had academic mentorship. Kenny for during gave us, because I think that time was during exam period. So he gave us facts back to back this. You have to read this, you have to do this, who your lecturers, this and this, and it was really, really fun. And if you missed that, sorry, right? We also had giveaways and all that. Then late 2025, exactly October 4th to October 10th, we had our World Space Week. If you were part of that, can I also see your virtual reactions, guys? What Space Week? What Space Week was amazing. From the call for articles to the outreaches to two secondary schools, right? Then we had this amazing movie night. It was really fantastic, right? So it was an innovation and global celebration, but we celebrated it the Space Club's last way. We had an outreach, a visit to Temridge International School to provide STEM education to younger students. Right, these students were amazing to interact with. I never knew how much knowledge these young children had, and I was mesmerized because at your age, I don't think I knew the name of Nigeria's first satellite, and they did, and it was really amazing, and I was really proud of them, and it was really nice going out there to preach the gospel of space and space clubs. Right, so we had a space dialogue session on October 21, a collaboration with Space Ops Africa discussing living in space. And after that, we had a space innovation challenge. Right, we partnered with Africa Space Foundation, where the club members built prototypes for space living. You see, Space Clubs last year is always advocating for, what's the word I'm looking for paying it forward, right, to the younger generations, bringing or building young people who are also interested in space science and technology, and that's what we do, right? So then we had a space robotics and AI webinar also in October 2025, a session featuring our speaker Abdulganu Yusuf from the Defense Space Administration on UAV integration and satellite systems. It was also another technical webinar that we had. Then we had this Apollo 11 retrospective, November 2025. That was our community discussion series. This is to put it out there. We do have community discussion series because tell me why we were having, I think, about 10 Space Clubs members, right? That was maybe even up to 10. That was really low. So we have our community discussion series on X, but moving forward, we'll be having them more physical than virtual, right? So we'll be having that. And when we had that, the topic was Apollo 11 retrospective, right? To analyze the history and engineering of the moon landing. And now, to just wrap everything up, we are having our end of the year mixer, December 2025, a final gathering for reflection, mentorship, to vibe, to wine and dine on words, and setting the vision for 2026. So, once again, a round of applause for yourselves for making it out here to attend this Space Club's Lasso end of the year club mixer. All right, beautiful. To be honest, Space Club's Lasso has been fun for me. It has been an amazing 6 months, right? It has been an amazing 6 months. Yeah, June. We had under the Equesca in June, right, where I was in the planning committee. So yeah, so it has been an amazing 6 months approximately, and it has been learning, fun from there on out. And I really hope it has been just as impactful for you. I know it has been just as impactful for you. So, like I said, it's not a meeting, it's not some conference where you guys will just listen to me talk. So, now we'll be having our top 5 moments of 2025. So, from all that I've said, no, let's make it top 3. From all that I've said, what is your top 3 moments? So, top 3 to make it harder, right? From all the amazing moments that I've said, from the webinars to the Space Jam to the technical sessions, excuse me, sorry, to the technical sessions and all that. So, what was your top 3 moments of 2025 and why? So, if you choose the
Um,
robotics and
Hi,
AI
Mercy.
webinar, you
Mercy, can you hear me?
can. Yes, I can.
Okay, so we'll have to go with the slides first before we have the interactive session with the top moments. Can we do that? So I'll be the one taking just like a rundown, all what you've said, yeah, but this time with some pictures and some screenshots. Because there are some things we like to highlight first. Are you with me?
All right, go ahead, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much, Mercy. Hi everyone again. So yeah, I'll just be doing like a quick wrap, just to run through everything that we've done this year. We'll first of all have events, then we'll have some highlights that we just need to bring to mind again. So yeah, from January to April, we had three events. The first one was like a boot camp we had, titled Learning How to Communicate Like an Engineer. We had one of our staff advisors take us on technical communication, or even though it was tailored to engineering a little bit, but it was encompassing and everybody who attended benefited. Unfortunately, we couldn't complete this session because we ran into some issues towards the end. But everybody that participated in the beginning can attest to the fact that it was mind blowing and it was value packed. Afterwards, we had a webinar titled Nigeria and Our Space Race. It was the first time most of us interacted with Mr. Teslim and Miss Nelly, right? Really insightful, intellectual people, and they shared their knowledge with us on the Nigerian space race and where we stand and how we can bridge innovation and policy for a brighter future. And of course, we had our first community discussion series for 2025 in April, and it was about rocket propulsion systems. A very interesting session. I think it was Adibanjo Samuel that took us on that wonderful, wonderful session, and we learned a lot. Right. So moving on, moving on now to April down to June. Yeah. So we had another community discussion series known as CDS for short, right? So we had another CDS session on interplanetary travel, and we had another one on Yuri Gagarin's flights to commemorate the International Day of Space Flight, right? That was in April. And then we now had the blockbuster under the Ekpe Sky. We shared more light on it. I think Mercy has done justice to that, right? So peace, we'll move on now to the next slide to see what we did between June and October, July and October. So we had Space Jam. I think this was the first edition of Space Jam, if I'm not mistaken, first or second, right? We had that at the Health Center Lawn. Yeah, it was a wonderful session as well. Then we had a session with Dr. Claire A. Nelson, and that was our first time hearing about, for most of us, hearing about the Space Futures Forum and the wonderful, wonderful work she's doing with Ongana and many other programs that she runs, right? We had a wonderful time interacting with her as well. And then we now officially kicked off our World Space Week campaign. Mercy has done justice to that. We had a webinar on why living in space matters to life on Earth. Moving on, please. We also had other activities for World Space Week. We had two school outreaches. The first one was to Rosnick Private School in Ekpe. The second was to Temridge College in Ekpe. We also had a virtual hackathon, the first virtual hackathon organized by Space Clubs Lasso. So this year has been a year of firsts for us, right? We had our first stargazing event under the Ekpe Sky, first virtual hackathon. We also had a webinar on space robotics and AI, how robotics and AI helps astronauts to perform tasks. And then we had a regular article competition for World Space Week, and then we had a blockbuster movie night. But amidst all these activities and events, we have some highlights that would want to bring to our mind. So next piece, right? So the first highlight is that we launched our club website this year, right? So I mean, we deserve a round of applause. Every single one of us, we should give ourselves a round of applause from where we started to where we are now, right? It was crazy amounts of work went into this by the technical lead, Samuel Ajala. He single-handedly overtook this project and brought it to fruition with the help of other club members as well, right? So now at least we have a public domain that everybody can access to know what we do and who we are. Next, the next highlights that I would like to bring to our mind is the Under the Ekpe Sky. It was LASU's first stargazing event, the first student-led stargazing event in Nigeria, right? So everybody that participated in this event is a part of something that has never been done before, right? After we did ours, another university did theirs. So we are basically trendsetters and pace setters as well, right? So we should give ourselves another round of applause for coming up with something this ingenious and taking it and yeah, basically, man, I can't even express myself, man. Right? We outdid ourselves for this event. We had sleepless nights, we had a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of fights, Man, but it was worth it. It was truly, truly worth it. And I'm grateful to the whole team. I think the picture on the left there is the committee that worked on this event. I'm grateful to every single person standing in that picture for giving it their all. And we'll be specifically um, awarding some of these great individuals you can see in this picture. When the time comes for the award session, you get to see what they are being recognized for. But yeah, we organized the Lasso's First Stargazing event and it was blockbuster. And now Space Club's Lasso is on Substack, right? So we now have our official newsletter platform where we can connect directly to our audience, right? So our community, the space community here in Lasso. So it's of course open to anybody. We currently have 11 subscribers, right? So I would like the lead to send to the link in the chat box so that we all can subscribe to it, right? We can't have 11 subscribers. We need to do better. If everybody on this call subscribes, it will be more than 11, right? So it means many of us here are not being good ambassadors of Space Club's Lasso, right? So the link will be sent in the chat box and we all are expected to engage and subscribe, right? So moving on, we also have established presence on YouTube, right? So we have our YouTube channel where we upload recorded versions of our sessions, right? So the two sessions we had for Workspace Week are currently there, and the session we had with Dr. Claire is also on our YouTube channel. So you can always go back and reference the knowledge that was dispersed at those sessions, right? So of course, we also have playlists there for those who are just new into space, so you can always catch up and develop and build your interest in space, right? And we also go recognized nationally, right? So we paid a courtesy visit to the Center for Space Transport and Propulsion here in Ekwe under the National Space Research and Development Agency. And then we got, of course, recognized for that visit on an international website, right? I think, yeah, it's a national website, Space Watch. It's a blog, right? So we got recognized there and we got featured, and our visit was detailed on that website. So you can always visit it and see what we discussed with the management and the agreements that were made, right? So we've started making huge steps, right? So next highlights would be our first maker session, that's Byte and Build, right? Even though the turnout for this was quite low, right? But it was a wonderful session we had. Apparently, there was a class that's clashed with the session, so we couldn't have many of our members come around. But for those that were free to come around, their minds were blown. They had hands-on experience with IoT. You can see a picture of an Arduino board, an ultrasonic sensor, a PIR sensor as well. I think that's a DHC sensor up there as well, right? So they had fun. They had hands-on interaction with a board and some sensors, integrated it and carried out some little experiments in it, right? So it's the first ever maker session organized by students community in Laswekwe. And of course, the Space Clubs that did it, you know, you get it, right? So of course, we attended the National Space Symposium, and one of our students was able to speak at the symposium as well. So this is just a snapshot of some of the members that were there. I think we're 18 in total that attended. I think 19. One person was there already, and we went to meet. Yeah, so we're 19 in total that attended the National Space Symposium, the Nigerian Space Symposium, rather. That was a typo, right? So it was a wonderful event. We got to hear from, I think, the panel session, because we arrived late. We couldn't hear from all the wonderful speakers that were listed here. We only were able to. Why is John laughing? Was John part of us? Please, was John in the bus with us?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Hey.
John, were you there?
Yes, sure.
Okay, guys. The story. Oh my God. But yeah, we thank God we're alive. And we had fun. Yes, we had fun. The journey itself was, man, it's a 2-hour movie. If we compare the story and shoot a movie, it lasts for like 2 hours. There was a lot of tension, a lot of complaining, a lot of laughing too, a lot of sweating actually. Right. I'm sure Obama knows. Kenny knows as well. John can relate. Right. But we got there when they were having the last panel session. We only heard about maybe 10 minutes of their conversation. And then I spoke for about 5 minutes. But it was fun. It was a fun experience getting to see Mountaintop University and getting to interact with some people, some space industry leaders as well. And I'm sure most of us that attended had fun. If you did not have fun at the event, I'm sure the journey itself was fun. All right. So yeah, more opportunities to visit other universities and attend events will be coming up in the future. So yeah, we onboarded our largest set of new members yet. I think about 30 something. I can't recall. Kenny, do you have the number by heart? I think it's in the 30s, and the new members cut across the Ekpe campus, the Ojo campus, and the Ikeja campus as well, right? So these are first coordinated um, membership outreach, right? And of course, we were able to, narrow down the form a little bit. Since everybody is complaining our form is too long, our form is too long, right? So we integrated it on our website, and we onboarded our new members through our website, right? Which is a huge step for Space Clubs, considering we started with Google Forms that was extremely long, to Google Forms that was not too long, and now to a very concise three-step process for onboarding new members via our website, right? So, I mean, we deserve a round of applause, right? That shows you the spirit of Space Clubs LASU, right? Which is to stretch. We don't always repeat things because that's how it has always been done. We always look for new ways to improve on ideas and existing processes, right? And of course, we started our outreaches this year as well. And we also launched the Space for Nigeria outreach campaign, which is the official outreach campaign for Space Clubs LASU, right? So we had an experiment with it during the World Space Week, and it was a wonderful experience for all those that attended. We visited 2 schools, as earlier mentioned, and it was a mind-blowing experience. And we also got to visit St. Teresa's Primary School, right, for our regular outreach, right? And of course, Space Clubs got represented in Kenya by our star boy, should I say Starman, Stephen himself, right? So he participated in an essay contest and he won, and he got a fully sponsored trip to attend the Africa Space Generation workshop, I think the 9th edition in Kenya. The 8th edition, I think, was had in Abuja. I attended the 8th edition in Abuja, and now Stephen represented all of us in Kenya attending the 9th edition. So we're really proud and we're really happy that Space Clubs LASU has gone international. Right? And that's the dream and that's the goal we have for every single member of this club, to break through and cross and enter into new barriers, right? So please do not relent, do not dull, do not snooze. There are a lot of opportunities for you to do great things. So you just have to show up consistently, right? So of course, Space Clubs is in Kenya, and hopefully next year, who knows, one of our members will go to Turkey for the International Astronautical Congress, right? So we're really hoping for that. And when the call for applications comes out, please ensure you apply and give it your best shot, right? So Peace, is there anything left? Okay, yeah, and that's it for the 2025 wrap. So I'll be handing over the microphone now to our moderator, Miss Mercy Obano, to take over. So thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you for that one, Mr. President. A round of applause for yourselves, basically, for being a part of this, right? We wouldn't have done this without you. So this happened because of you. So a round of applause for yourselves, please. Jam those hands together. And for those that are just joining us, because I noticed a few people joined us while Mr. President was speaking. So say welcome to the end of the year club mixer, right? 2025. So hi, hello, and good evening, right? Trust you're doing well, trust your Christmas was well, and trust your holiday is going smoothly as well. And we also trust that you're preparing adequately for your exams, right? For you guys that are taking the exams, right? I pray God grants you guys success. Right. All right. So like I said earlier, or from what Mr. President has said so far, right, we've had amazing moments. It's I feel a bit emotional right now, right, because of these amazing moments we've had so far. Like Sylvester said, there were times where in planning these things, there were little bickering, little arguments here and there. But look at us, still standing here, still standing strong, still standing together, right? So a round of applause for yourselves for being a part of this. And now, like I said, we'll be having our top 3 moments. So, from all we've done so far, what are the top 3 moments that stood out for you and why? as usual, you can raise up your hand and speak, or unmute your mic and speak, or just type it in the chat box, or I'll call people. So, you know. So what moment stood out for you the most? We've had so many. So fast. I had to go take a can of malt to quench my thirst from how the event I was listing on and on and on. I'm not joking. No. You can hear the can of the malt. I'm sure you can hear the can. Okay, yeah, that's the malt, right? So my throat was really parched from this. I was just going on and on. We've done this and we've done that. And Sylvester, I'm sorry, Sylvester, do you have malt to like quench your thirst from the event you were listening, right? And it came to buttress it up because there were so many things I did not even list, and I'm like, wow, we've done a lot. So, what are your top three moments here in Space Club Classroom? So, let's have you guys raise your hands or meet your mic and speak. Obama, you're smiling. I like your smile, by the way. So do you want to talk? Do you want to say something? Oh, you have a G like me. I like it. Sorry. So you can speak. What are your top three moments?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Obama. Okay, so let me say my first um important moment was when I actually joined space clubs. Yeah, so that was one of my best moments actually. That was when I joined space club. When I saw the results on my mail that I'm now a member, I was so happy and like because I really wanted to join space club since 100 level, but I was not able to join due to some issues that I missed the application and stuff like that. That was my first interesting moment. And my second my second one was when I actually joined in going to the Nigerian Space Symposium. Yeah, that was actually my first event together. Although it was very stressful, as the first, I was not surprised that this is my first event and see how stressful it is. But at least I was able to gain some things and enjoy my first Space Club trip. Yeah, that was my second one. And my third one, I don't. I really don't have the third one. I only have two. So that's just basically it. Yeah.
Okay, okay. That wait though. I'm just seeing that somebody saying what network. Is there some giveaway that is going on in the comment section? Okay, okay. All right. So that's nice, favor. That's really nice. So Benjamin said Space Jam. Of course, Space Jam. Space Jam was really really nice. If you did not attend Space Jam, I feel sad for you because it was really nice. It was really nice. Then UDES. UTES, right? Under the Ekpe sky, then Space for Nigeria. That's wonderful. Then John said the Space Symposium, the outreach at Temeret and the second school. What's the name of the second school if it was so magical for you? Right? Well, it was nice. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Then between the movie night and the robotic, pick one now. Pick one, your top three. That's why it's hard. Your top three. Well, that's really nice. I'm really glad you enjoyed this. So you can all right, so you can type in the chat box or you can unmute your mic and speak. So I'm targeting people that have not spoken. Okay, so Tofumi, yes, you can unmute your mic and speak. Your top three moments with Space Club's last one, why? Can Tofumi hear me? All right,
Yes,
so
I
before
can. Yes,
okay,
I
hi
can.
Tofumi. So what are your top three Space Club's last one moment and why?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I've not really had that much moments with Space Clubs last week because I just joined. Okay, but I would say Space Clubs week or what do they call it? Yeah, the first.
Word Space Week.
Oh my God, the first webinar we had on life in space. I think that's my third moment, my third favorite moment. And then I don't really have up to three moments. So I'll just say my first moment was actually when we had the club meeting, the first physical club meeting that they introduced new members and all of that. So yeah, thank you.
All right, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right, so we'll be calling Samuel Adebanjo, then Samuel Ajala, and then Judith, the not one Mara, the other Judith. So in that order, Samuel Adebayo, Samuel Ajala, then Judith. So Samuel Adebayo, you can unmute your mic and speak. Your top three moments you've had because you guys have been here the longest, right? So what are your top three Space Club's last moment at least here in 2025?
Wait, okay, good evening. Sorry, it's Samuel Devanjo, please. By the way. Okay, so
Oh,
my top
oh,
three.
oh my God. I am so sorry.
Yeah, apologies accepted, and you are forgiven. Okay, so yeah, my top three, right? Not top five, right? Top three moments. So top
Yes,
three
top three.
moments. Yeah, the privilege to actually go for space outreach. That's during the space week. Whereby we went to two schools, School Snake and Temuage, and I really love the experience actually to advocate for space. And also, um, yeah, Space Week was also a lovely week when we watched movie and had those series of webinars and the likes. Then I think the last one is the symposium actually. The symposium was wonderful, even though we came late, but trying to see other life of university other than the life I am in last week was just wow because I was able to go to some of their classes, see many things, talk to some of them, and it's actually fun, though. It's actually fun, and above all, I think I guess just few from what was said in the event. So that's all. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that one, Samuel. I'm really glad you've been able to enjoy Space Club Tattoo for like the whole year. That's wonderful. All right, so we're having Samuel Ajala and then Judith.
All right, good evening, everyone. So, top moments for me in space clubs. Well, every time we are screening applicants, it's always a top moment for me. Right. So, one way or the other, one way or the other, everyone here has likely been screened by me and they got through. So, if you are here, round of applause to yourselves also because I wasn't looking at people I know. I wasn't looking at the names or anything personal. I was just straight to the questions, and if it's very good, you go through. Right. Another was under the Ekwe sky. Like that was an amazing event. Right. Really amazing. And finally, the third was when we were facilitators for Africa Space Foundation, where we taught some secondary school kids about um, different ways they can do agriculture in space, right? It was a really amazing experience. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that one, Samuel. I also had, in fact, it was Samuel that interviewed me. It was like a one-on-one interview, right? It was like, unmute your camera. I was like, oh God, did you think I was going to get my questions from ChatGPT before? Like, all right now. So I am sorry, I turned on my camera, right? They started asking me questions. You can't even look from anywhere because you already said turn on your camera, right? So it was just giving me back to back. And before then, prior to that, so it's already put fear in my body that it is Sam Majana that's going to be interviewing you, that you have to be ready. Everyone said I'm scared of him, so you have to be scared of him. Like, I was like, I'm sorry now. I already filled out the applications. The interview is supposed to, go smoothly at least. They already put tension in my body prior to my interview. All right, now and the interviewer didn't even make it even easier. Turn on your brother, smile small, right? Laugh small. Turn on your camera. Do this, do that. But I got in and it has been wonderful so far. So thank you, Samuel, for the interview. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. and I'm very, very glad I got in. Very, 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 very glad. All right, so Sylvester raised his hand.
Okay, yes, mercy. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that happened. Samuel has killed many space club dreams, right? But we always, we have a non-disclosure agreement. So anytime people ask me that, why didn't I get in? My application was, I'm like, it's not me, it's not me, I don't know who screened you, even though I know with my full chest, all right? But yeah, Samuel is that go-to guy when it comes to screening applicants objectively without paying attention to any other funny things, right? So yeah, Samuel, on behalf of Space Clubs Lasso, we're grateful for your service throughout the existence of our club, right from the inception to this very point in time. And also, can you imagine I forgot about our interaction with ASF, the Africa Space Foundation? So someone just brought it to mind now. We had some delegates, some members who offered to be facilitators to primary schools across Nigeria, right? So we're interacting with kids from Ibadan, from I think Kaduna and Maiduguri as well. We're teaching them about how to grow stuff in space. We talked about hydroponics, aeroponics as well. It was very intense, very interesting because we had to take a very complicated topic, which is growing food in space, and break it down to their level so that they could participate in the ASF hackathon. It was a mind-blowing experience. I also got to understand how hydroponics and aeroponics worked too. And yeah, it's definitely a highlight for most of us that participated. Yeah, I just wanted to add that. So yeah, mercy.
For that. Thank you. All right. So Judith, over to you. What has been your top three moments here in Space Hubs last week this year? So you can unmute your mic and speak.
Um,
Hi,
if it's
Judith. Can
Judith
you hear me?
Peter, hi Mercy. Sorry, I apologize for cutting you.
Yeah.
If it's Judith Peter we're talking about, Judith Peter is a very good friend of mine. She's from Uniben, right? So she's just stopping by to
Oh,
say hi. All right. So she doesn't have any top
all right.
top three moments. Maybe this event is our top one moment for Space Girls last.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So Judith Wanumara, right? So what has been your top three moments so far here in Space Clubs last week this year?
Um, okay, my top three moments. I would say the first one was Under the Open Sky, and then Space Jam, and the webinar we had during Space Week. The second webinar we had during Space Week. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Judith. Then um we'll be having Benjamin. All right, so Benjamin, then Efziba. Then after those two, if you would like to share your top three moments, you can raise up your hands or type it in the chat box. I will just call this session a wrap. So Benjamin, then Efziba. If Benjamin can't hear me, then Efziba, you can speak.
Okay, good evening. My top three moments will be the first meeting where no, first to be under the open sky, second will be the movie night, and third will be when they welcome new members, the first meeting.
Oh, that's lovely. That's very nice, and I'm glad you got to enjoy these moments with us at Space Clubs. That's so it has been fun. It has been impactful. But as much as it was fun and vibey, it impacted us one way or the other. So we're having one more person, so you can just unmute your mic and speak, raise your hand, or just type in the chat box. What was your top three moments here in Space Clubs last week this year? Anyone? Any two? All right, so we'll just call this session a wrap. So for me, it was under the Ekpe sky. Basically, that was my first ever, I think, space clubs lasso everything. It was under the Ekpe sky, and it was lovely. I heard some people found love, right? I heard some people, found their best friends there. Wonderful. For some people like me, it was the first time seeing the sky or seeing the night sky that close up through a telescope. And I'm really, really glad we got to enjoy that session, because for the next 1 week about, I would say, under the first guy was this, under the first guy was that. And even to now, I believe if you attended, you still have that bag, that particular souvenir bag, right, that we had. So it was really amazing. All right, so moving on really quickly, we'll be having the member spotlight, right? Members that has done one or two things here, members to show recognition, volunteers of the month, and all that. So a round of applause for yourselves for staying on this mixer for this long. So can I see your virtual reactions? That's if you can still hear me. All right, so thank you guys very much. So really quickly, we'll be moving to the members spotlight session, right? The members spotlight session. Okay, so a minute, please. All right, so we're calling out members of Space Clubs Glassoo, right, to encourage them, to recognize them on what they've done so far, how they've impacted us as Space Clubs Glassoo so far. So we're giving a little award-ish kind of thing, right? This was based on nominations, by the way, right? So we're doing that right about now. So first on the list, we will be recognizing the member of the year. Please don't be straight now. Even though you probably already have, but it's fine. So this member or this recognizes the most outstanding overall contributor, right? The most outstanding overall member of Space Club Lasso. And with that, we have drum rolls, please. Our personal Judith Wanimara. A round of applause for her, please. Please, let me see your virtual reactions, guys. So Judith Wanimara is our member of the year 2025. We're recognizing her as the most outstanding and overall contributor. So a round of applause for her, guys. All right. So now, moving on, we will be having the leader of the year 2025 here in Space Coast Lasso for your exceptional leadership, initiative, and influence. And this person is, another drum rolls, please, the person of our 001 president of Space Coast Lasso, Sylvester Agose, our leader of the year. A round of applause for him, guys. Please let me see your virtual hands to encourage these ones for how far they've come here in Space of Lasso, right? Their innovation, their initiative, their contributions here in Space of Lasso. So a round of applause for them, please. All right, so moving on, we'll be having Innovator of the Year. Innovator of the Year for your creativity, problem solving, and new ideas or projects. So that would be in person of Obramaye Praise. A round of applause for Praise, guys. Our innovator for the year 2024. Oh my god, I really like this suit. It looks really nice on you. That's lovely. So round of applause for Praise, guys, as our innovator of the year. All right, so moving on, we'll be having our technical contributor of the year. Technical contributor of the year for your major engineering and technical project impact in the person of Samuel Adebanjo. So a round of applause for Samuel, guys. A round of applause for you. Our engineering, our technical contributor for the year, Samuel Adebanjo. All right, so moving on, we'll be having Rising Star of the Year. Rising Star of the Year. Best New or emerging member showing future potential. So this person is a new member, is a new member of Space Club Stars 2 who are showing future potential. The person of destiny. A round of applause for destiny, guys. Our rising star of the year 2025. All right, Agbara Destiny. Round of applause for him, please. All right. So then moving on, we'll be having volunteer of the year. So you guys, this is your cue. When we say come and volunteer for this, come and volunteer for that, please. Maybe all hands on deck. Probably next time, 2026, you'd also be volunteer of the year. All right. So for this award goes for your consistency, reliability, and behind the scenes support. So the person of Alima Wosoya. A round of applause for Anesa's social director, guys. Okay. All right, thank you guys so much. They will be having communicator of the year. Communicator of the year. Person. Okay. Our media outreach, publicity, storytelling, and branding experience, branding excellence, and the person of a secret piece. A round of applause for our program's lead one, guys. Our communicator of the year 2025. Our former community community manager. Yeah, community manager. So a round of applause for a secret piece. A secret piece, guys. All right, so moving on. Outreach champion of the year. Outreach champion of the year. So award for community engagement and partner development. The person of Kende for during. A round of applause for our VP. Our VP, guys. A round of applause for Kende for during. Our outreach champion of the year. All right, so moving on, we'll be having Team Player of the Year. Team Player of the Year for your collaboration, team spirit, and reliability. And it's CK Peace again. All right, a round of applause for Peace for being our Team Player of the Year. One thing I really like about Peace is how very reliable Peace is, right? Peace is always that one, shaking everywhere up, making sure the community is being engaged and all that. So a round of applause for Peace, please. Team Player of the Year. All right, so moving on quickly, we'll be having Mentor of the Year. Mentor of the Year for guidance, advisory support, and professional mentorship. The person of Nelly and Uzainat Balogun. A round of applause for them, please. Right, mentors of the year. All right, person of Nelly and Zainat Balogun. A round of applause for them, guys, because it's not easy. We really appreciate them for their guidance, for their advisory support, and for the professional mentorship. All right, so lastly, we'll be having Legacy Award of the Year. Legacy Award of the Year for graduating or for graduating or exiting members who left lasting impact. And this legacy award of the year goes to Stephen. I'm trying to remember to pronounce his name. I was told his name a few minutes ago. Or Yaku. Please tell me I got it. So please round of applause for Stephen, guys. Legacy Award of the Year. And lastly, our partner of the year goes to SGAC. So round of applause for our partner of the year. All right, so say thank you to these ones. Your contributions, your innovations, your ideas definitely did not go unnoticed. And this is a little way of saying we see you, we appreciate you, we thank you, and obviously we love you, right? So next time it could be you, it could be me, it could be any one of us. So let's do better as Space Club's Lasso members, right? So each and every one of you on this call, we say thank you, right? Basically, we are not Space Club's Lasso without you. Right? So once again, a round of applause for yourselves, guys. A round of applause. Because I don't know, being a Space Club's Lasso member, it's not easy. So a round of applause for yourselves. Jam your hands together for yourselves. All right, okay. So moving on, would be taking another icebreaker, right? So we'll be having just 5 people to share how space clubs has impacted them so far. We've highlighted our top 5 moments. We've highlighted how we became Space Clubs Lasso members and all that. So now we would need just 5 people, 5 members, to share how Space Clubs Lasso has impacted you so far, academically, financially, professionally, industrially. Let's hear you, right? Real talk. So in few words, just share how Space Clubs Lasso has impacted you so far. So we need 5 persons. It's like testimony time, right? So this is your little testimony. So just 5 people, because the race to drag people to give testimony. So you voluntarily give your testimony. So we'll be needing just 5 people to share how Space Clubs last year has impacted them so far. It has been fun for the past an hour and 30 minutes, right? So now real talk. How has Space Clubs last year impacted you so far? Anyone? Or you can type it in the chat box. Hello? Hi, Godwin. Okay. All right, guys. So come on, let's speak up. How has Space Clubs last week impacted you so far? I mean, there was vibes, there was all that, there was fun, and we know that. But how has Space Clubs last week truly impacted you? Right. So it also tell us how to do better coming 2026. So you can don't be shy. Why should you shy? We're family, right? So make sure I can speak, or you can type your answer in the chat box. So how has Space Clubs last week impacted you so far? All right, so Obama, over to you. Come to my and speak. Yes, Obama, you can speak.
Okay. So basically, what I have to just say is that space clubs has really impacted me because I really love seeing like minds, people that are also innovative, just passionate for innovation, and that is where I've really found like minds, people that are also innovative. It has really been nice meeting people of the same minds, and one thing I can say that space clubs can also do is to maybe um like add more people, especially in like the project team and maybe innovation team, and also that more people can join in their bright minds and their innovation ideas. I guess that would be a good idea. Yeah, so that's just what has been in my mind lately.
All right. Thank you, Obama. Thank you for that one. So can we have more people? How has Space Clubs last impacted you so far? I mean, it has been a very long 1 year, or for people that just joined us. So how has Space Clubs Lasso impacted you so far? I'll start calling names if you don't raise up your hand. Let's see. Uh, Peace, yes, peace. Isiki. How has Space Clubs Lasso impacted you so far?
All right, it's been great. It's been good putting myself out there, like working hard to like get things done, and like knowing my what my strength lies, and then what I can do and what I can do better. I don't know what I cannot do, what I can do, and what I can do better. So I've been be able to like grow, like okay, I'm able to understand okay, this is how a team works, and then when things are not going the way they should go, is not to the moment to start complaining, it's about looking for the solution on what to do next, or you just do it yourself at that time if you're able to do it, and then you don't like able to like do it yourself at that time, sha. So that maybe to like grow in that time, so also like understand that to build a stronger society, you have to be able to understand your members more and like to be able to do what to need to do what then we need to like interact with much better. So those who are pushing more at space level to be able to do what you guys can like interact much better to like to get into your interest and like able to use your interest to our advantage to put you guys out there and to also put ourselves out there also. That has been my 2025 with Space Club last week.
Wow. Good. Lovely. Lovely. All right. So, Judith, how has Space Club's last two impacted you so far? Then after Judith, would have Faidat, and that'll be all.
All right. So Space Club has imparted, in fact, communication wise, let me start from there. I was somebody that never liked to put myself out there. Like I was always shy. I mean, what would people think? Not always what would people think, right? But at the same time, I just did not like speaking in public. I don't like anything that has to do with public and all. But people that I've been able to communicate with, it started from when I started chatting with them or talking to them online. And yes, Space Club made that possible because after filling that form, I don't want them to remove me from that group because it's going to I'm going to be very angry, right? So I started talking in the group, and yeah, it became easier to communicate with those people physically. So Space Club has helped me with communication. Yeah, that's just it.
That's very lovely, Judith, and I'm really glad that Space Clubs has impacted you in that particular aspect. All right, so moving on, Faidat, let's have you. How has Space Clubs impacted you so far? See, if you have things to say, you can raise up your hands, really, or mute your mic and speak, or type in the chat box, right? So it's not be like I sidelined anybody. So if you have anything to say, our Space Clubs that's what has impacted you so far, please, you can go ahead or mute your mic and speak. So we'll be having fight that, and if we have nobody else, we'll just end this particular session. So fight that you can unmute your mic and speak. All right. Since we okay, fight that actually left. Ouch. It pained me. Fight that I see you and I'll come for you. But it's fine. It's fine. All right. All right. So has it been an amazing session or has it been an amazing session? Can I see your virtual reactions, guys? You know, Space Club's Lasso is the family. It is the club. It is the space to be in, and I'm really glad to be here in Space Club's Lasso. Right, so Space Club's Lasso has impacted me in different ways to be a better team member, to know how to collaborate with people, to meet up with deadlines. Right, I started this whole no, I set deadlines for myself particularly, and I like meeting my deadlines. But then it became like more tasky when I have to meet to probably other people deadlines. And Space Clubs Lasso taught me how to meet deadlines and meet them, pretty fast and pretty quickly, right? And there are some things I've learned in Space Clubs Lasso that I'm putting actively in other communities that I belong to. So, woo! Here's to Space Club Lasso. Space Club Lasso, Ad Astra! Space Club Lasso, Ad Astra! Ad Astra! Space Club Lasso! Ooh! Alright, so it has been an amazing almost 2 hours, right? So moving on quickly, we'll be having our mentorship moment. So like I said, it's a way to connect, relax, but also be mentored a little. So they're having this short motivational slash mentorship session. And to take this would be sorry, does anybody have anything to say? I thought so. Okay. So to take that, we'll be having our president once again. So Sylvester, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you
Ginger.
very much, Mercy. How how is everybody doing? How we feeling? We've spent quite a while here already, so I don't want to waste any much of our time. Right. I know most of you are already rolling your eyes because you know, oh, Sylvester, when he starts talking, it doesn't end. Right. But I promise, I give you my word. Right. It's so you know, right. So everybody has shared their experiences so far. Everybody has learned one or two things so far. But I'll just be touching on a couple of things that has helped me in my own journey, right, as a leader, as a follower as well, and as a member of numerous communities that I belong to, right? And if you observe my journey in the university, right, from 200 level down to now that I'm in 500 level, especially in terms of communities, you see that in most of the communities I belong to or I have belonged to, there's been this kind of growth, right? So, fun fact, most of the communities I belong to currently, I head them now. And there's been this journey from being a regular member to being a lower ranking executive to a mid ranking executive to now a top ranking executive within these communities. And my life has been transformed by this growth and by this involvement in these communities. And I just want to tell everybody on this call that you also have the opportunity of transforming yourselves and transforming your lives by being active members of Space Clubs Lasso. Right? It is sad that we have only 13 people on this call at this point in time for a community that boasts of about 70 something members. If we cannot have our own membership for our own events and activities, then there is a problem, right? And I choose to believe that the problem is not exactly or entirely the fault of the executives, because I have been with this team, or we've been working together as a team for the past 2 years now. And I know that we release our updates on time. We try as much as possible to engage the community to the best of our abilities. But if the members are not willing, we get discouraged. And that has always been the problem. If you see any initiative that Space Clubs Lasso has brought that we didn't see to the end, or that didn't come into fruition, it's one of two things that happens. Either A, the members did not give us the energy that we needed, the and the energy they give back is what motivates us to even do more. We didn't get that energy, one. And two, is either there was an issue with the partnership or with the planning initially. And most of the events we've had of recent, we've not had issues with our planning, we've not had issues with our partnership, only recently with Cosmopi, right? It's always issues with our members showing up. We've tried different strategies. Oh, let's tag everybody. At a point, we said, you know what, let's stop tagging people on the group. Those that will see it will see it. We just need to release our broadcast and updates early. You can ask Mercy and Peace. We had this conversation. Julius, also the community manager, we had this conversation. We said, you know what, let's not tag people. Maybe they hate when they are tagged. Maybe if we just try to grow our community organically, we'll have more and more turnouts. But we've tried different strategies and it's just been so difficult. And I feel like it's because most of us don't know the benefits of showing up consistently, right? And we try to show us the people that have benefited from this. Look at Stephen, for example. Stephen has been a member of Space Club since Space Club started. It was just a regular WhatsApp group chat. Stephen has been with us. And it took how many years? Let's say 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 years before Steven could get his big win in Space Clubs Lasso. For me too, almost the same thing. I think it was a year plus before I got to attend the Nigerian Space Symposium in Abuja. I got to speak as the Africa Space Generation Workshop in Abuja, fully funded, and I got to speak at the Nigerian Space Symposium. Right, Steven got to go to Kenya. Kenya, guys, Kenya. He didn't pay a single kobo. The only money that he paid was to get his international passports, flights, accommodation, feeding, everything was covered. Why? Because Stephen participated in an essay contest that was sent to the WhatsApp group chat. I'm sure we would have had many last whites who would have gotten this opportunity if only they chose to show up and be active. This is the problem we're currently facing. Most of us do not see the benefits in communities. We're like, oh, there's another group, there's another. And the question I want us to ask ourselves is how effectively have we been participants of this community? A very inspirational person, somebody I really look up to, I would even call her a mentor. She once mentioned that a community is a and give into the. I kind of disconnected for some seconds.
Yes, we
Okay,
can hear
yeah,
you now.
okay, right. So then, how can you give into the system? Please, can you still hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my screen has gone blank, and I don't know. I'm having network issues. Right, it's about to rain here. Right, but how can we give into the system? We can give into the system with our time by showing up for events, with our talents as well. You're good at graphic design. You're good at this. You're good at that. You volunteer for our events. You volunteer for our activities, and you give wholly, give fully, participate actively, and give your treasures too. Many of us here have not paid our membership dues. Many of us here have not supported in any way financially. We don't pay for paid events. Any event that you see that is paid, you just want to keep your money to yourself. You want everything to be free, and it doesn't work that way. And you see that we had recognition for members that have been visible, right? And there are many of us who are supposed to be on this list, but for some reasons, due to our own faults, right, we've not been able to be recognized. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make, right? Many of us had the potential to be volunteers of the year, but you cannot be the volunteer of the year if you never ever volunteered for any of our events. You cannot be the member of the year if you've not been actively participating in all our events. You cannot be the outreach leader of the year if you've not attended any of our outreaches. And we always put out these calls, we always put out these events and activities, right? We always put it out. But the problem is that we do not have members who are willing to jump on these opportunities when they come out. And that is a huge problem for us space clubs. Look at us now. We have a wonderful mixer session where we can get to know ourselves better, but we only have 13 people on this call. The other time we had a committee discussion series and only 4 people attended, 4 members. And I think the 4 people were executives, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not supposed to be so. So Space Clubs is not an executive only community. It's a community for students who are interested in the wonders of space. And we've brought space, which is like a foreign concept, which is far off there, down to Lasso. We've broken so many milestones. But all these things will not make sense if the people we are doing it for do not show up, right? What gives us fulfillment is not that we organize 20 events in 1 year. What gives us fulfillment is that we organized 2 events or 3 events, and our members attended these 2 or 3 events and were impacted by it. And we can see the growth of our members right from when they joined to when they are graduating or leaving the university. We want a situation where every member of Space Clubs can beat their chest and say, yes, by being a member of Space Clubs, I was able to make myself a better human being, a better leader, a better student, a better individual. That is the goal of Space Clubs, so to build leaders and to groom people that would take on this mantle and do what is necessary to change the space industry in Nigeria, right? So we all can do it. We all can be better. We all can be better followers. We can be better club members and community members. And what is worth doing is what's doing well. What is what's becoming is what's becoming well, right? If you want to be a member of Space Clubs, then be a member of Space Clubs. Participate in our activities, participate in our events, give into Space Clubs, and you definitely get the returns back, right? Many of us have been privileged to join communities and committees that we cannot even dream of, that we could only dream of, right? And Space Clubs are able to make that happen. I've nominated many members for many volunteer opportunities internationally too as well. Why? Because these are the members we see, these are the members that have given into the system, right? The members that we're celebrating today are the ones that we've seen that have given into the system, and that's what we're giving back to them, this little recognition, right? We wish we could do more for them, but this is the capacity to which we can recognize our members for now, but it gets better over time, right? A couple of months ago, we didn't have a website, and now we do. A couple of years back, our community wasn't this vibrant, but now it is. A couple of years back, the executive council wasn't this big, and now it is. A couple of years back, we didn't have this many members, but now we do, right? So one thing that is sure with Space Clubs last year is that add Astra to the stars, through the difficulties, through the disturbances, through the problems of the Ekwe campus, we're shooting for the stars. And every single day, every single month, every single year, we are seeking to be better than we were the previous day, the previous month, the previous year. Right? And that's why sessions like this are important. And that's why it's important that we all as members also give our all, show up when it's necessary, and give into the system so that we all can get back from the system and make the system better than it was in the past. Right. So I've already said a lot, but I'm grateful to every single member who has showed up, even though we've made mistakes, They've been showing up, representing the club, and I'm grateful to the past executive council as well. Right, I can see Samuel Adibanjo, Samuel Ajala, Abdullah, everybody who was in the last executive council, and even those that returned to this executive council. I'm super, super grateful to every single one of you. All that we have um, today has been as a result of the effort of every single member, every single person on this call, every single person on the WhatsApp group chat. All that we do is for every single one of us, right? So please, let's show up more in 2026. Let's give our all in 2026. Let's contribute. Let's give feedback to the executive council. And I hope that if all of us do this community would continue to grow bigger, better, and stronger over time. We want a situation where we can look back 5 years, 6 years, 7 years time and say that we're part of the people that started this huge movement in Lagos State University that has grown into Nigeria and Africa and the world now, right? So we all need to understand that we're part of something bigger than ourselves, right? So we should not be scared to dream and we should not be scared to put in the work, right? So thank you very much, everyone. I think I'll just drop the mic now here. Over to you, Mercy.
All right, so thank you for that one, Mr. President. And whoosh, it has been an amazing almost 2 hours with you guys. So, for those of you that stayed to this far, a round of applause for yourselves, right? Space Loves Lasso, Adastra, Adastra, Space Clubs Lasso, right? It has been an amazing almost 2 hours with you guys to come together to connect, talk, and all that, right? So moving on quickly to finally wrap the session, we'll be having announcements of of the remaining events for the semester, right? Basically, Vision 2026, planned events, projects, new initiatives, upcoming activities, opportunities for the new members, how to get involved, how to be. Okay, Sylvester already told us how to be a better Space Club member coming 2026, right? He literally already put it out there for us, and I really hope we're all listening and taking notes, right? And to take the last announcement for the remaining events of the semester and Vision 2026, we'll be having our programs lead one in the person of a seek a peace. So peace, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. So it's been an amazing 2 hours already. So next year we'll be having more technical webinars. That means we're having like external people in the industry to speak to us much more. And then also next year we're having a new landmark event. As you know, we like to be the club of the first. As you know, under the first guy was the first. So next year we're going to have another first again. So, but I'll need you all to like be active, to participate, be ready to put in your work, and be ready to put yourself out there also. And next year we'll be having more physical events. As you know, our communication series will no longer be online, but more physical, so we to interact more and know our members more. And then if there's more, as more is going to come in, we'll be sharing them on the group, and but we'll be please we liking you guys to please reply and then join in on everything we'll be doing. And then the projects that will be happening next year are the cancer projects and a lot more projects. I think we have like 3 projects on standby right now that people are actively participating in. Then we'll be needing more people to join as soon as possible. And then the orbit also will be needing more of you writers to join. They'll be using sections next semester to show you how to be a better writer in case you're interested in writing, and then you could write more and then be good at what you do. Also, you grow your skills in content writing and everything much more. So just prepare for 2026, and 2026 doesn't start after 31st night, but it starts now with you getting prepared for it mentally and physically also. So please stay with us, be with us. As you know, it's Ad Astra and to disguise, and that's where everything begins, not right now, but it begins at the top. Please stay with us. Thank you very much, guys.
All right, so thank you very much for this amazing 2 hours, and thank you for that one, peace. So once again, a round of applause for being the 50%, right, of Space Club Master members to be in attendance of the end of the year Space Club's Lasso Mixer 2025. So a round of applause for yourselves, guys. Wow, it has been an amazing 2 hours of fun, right? Learning, insightful discussions, and I'm really, 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 really happy to be here. So very quickly, we'll be taking our closing remarks to formally appreciate you guys, members, executives alike, and to take that to be um, our president to officially, close this session. So yeah, Sylvester Gose, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you very much, Mercy, again. Yes, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has joined this session and everybody who has stayed till the very end. I want to remind every single one of you again that all that we do in Space Labs Lasso is not for ourselves, but for the community. That's it's not for the executive council alone, but for every single member. Every single waking hour of the day, we have our members in mind, we have our members in our hearts. And we're working tirelessly around the clock to provide the best opportunities to our members. Right. So every single thing that we do for Space Clubs Lasso. And I want everybody to live with this energy. So sit down, relax, set your goals for 2026 and be sure to have Space Clubs Lasso involved in those goals, and also make a resolution to be more active with Space Clubs Lasso, because there are a lot of opportunities for our members and a lot of work is being put into place for our members as well, for you, for every single one of you. So thank you for joining us on this mixer. Thank you for airing your views, sharing your opinions, giving your feedback. We're going to take every feedback seriously. We're going to work to ensure that we put things in place to cover up for the areas that we are lacking in. And yeah, we're urging everybody to just show up, show out, give fully into the Space Clubs Lasso system. And I can assure you for a fact that Space Clubs Lasso would definitely pour back into you in a very, very huge way. So thank you very much for staying till the very end. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2026. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Whoosh! Space Club's Lasso, Ad Astra, Ad Astra. Space Club's Lasso. So we are Space Club's Lasso are wishing you a Merry Christmas season and a wonderful and prosperous 2026. So see you better, stronger, more vibrant, right? So bye and good night, guys. Good night.